This is part 3 of the pre-lecture series on Ozone Story. And this is only a quick one, but just to get you ready for the lesson on the 9th of November, where we look at the Montreal Protocol and how we solved, or at least partially solved, the issue of the decreasing ozone layer, in particular around the ozone hole. So outcome of the lesson and also a bit of the pre-work is to outline the main features of the Montreal Protocol and evaluate the effectiveness of the strategies put in place. So in preparation for the lesson, what I'd like you to do is watch a couple of videos. So can you please watch The Hole, which is a film narrated by David Attenborough, which is a nice overview of what happened and how scientists collaborated together. And the Montreal Protocol is really one of the big success stories of when we have good science backed up with good communication and good cooperation, we can fix problems even if we cause them in the first place. And it does give some hope for a lot of the big issues that we are facing currently. And then there's another video, they're both only about 5 minutes long, which is a look back at the Montreal Protocol from NASA and their perspective and some interviews with some of the people involved. I'm also going to throw up some resources. There's a nice one about the polar expeditions and some of the bases there, which has actually examples of some of the equipment that was used to discover the ozone layer in the first place and sort of define things like the Dobson unit and find that there was a hole there. What I'd like you to do then, once you've watched them, your task is further research into the protocol and to produce a report explaining what was the problem, what were the proposed solutions, what were the challenges to these solutions, and what was the effectiveness and impact of the solutions proposed. And I need that report produced, so you should be able to do it during the week and produce it in time for our lecture so we can start talking through it, complete some exam-style questions, and assess really the value of the Montreal Protocol. What we will be then doing is looking at the after story, how data on UV levels in Antarctica are monitored to track the recovery of stratospheric ozone, and really try and assess how effective has the protocol been, and how do we keep tracking as to whether or not it's still effective, or if there might be any other problems coming up. So that's all I need you to do for that lecture. So make sure you get that complete. And then broadly across the 3 lectures and across the 3 workshops that we have next week, we will have really gone in depth into ozone, what it's there for, where it comes from, what have humans done that have impacted it, and what did humans do to try and fix some of the problems we've caused. And that'll finish that nice chunk of work before we move on to the next one. Okay, thank you.